Q-4, Finding and Binding Secret Knowledges from Every Religion. Important read for everyone. Perhaps it is time to change the views of history. If the ancients, like the Egyptians and Mayans, wanted to tell us something about the future, then it is obvious they would prove it with 2,000-year-old paintings, trinkets, and jewelry that depict helicopters and hovercrafts of future technologies, as they did this purposely to prove that remote viewing the future is possible and to reduce fear of change. When we embrace 2011 to change 2012's dire end. As every secret society understands the implications of the system and its driving force of controlled corruption, we have hit the point of no return, as corruption has no God, love, or respect, or mercy, as we will be the fear that will prevent evolution. From taking a smooth course on our entire planet and for every living thing on it, just as crop circles and the radiation traces are proof that not aliens but advanced technology was used. Also, those holographic projections that were laser beamed, or rather photonically graphed, onto the crops from an elevated distance, denoting proportions relative to angles and application. Just like how the Nazca lines in Peru were made, except the ancients used astral traveling in the form of self-levitation to graph an outline to produce those very primitive artworks, which matches their level of technology at the time, without the use of advanced borrowed technology. The I Ching, a Chinese probability graphing technology, calculative future foresight technology, is supposed to reinforce the concept of end of times. Then the scholar is supposed to find out what the meaning of the end of times is, and what the meaning of apocalypse and revelation means from the Christian or Catholic religion, as apocalypse means unveiling and revelation means to reveal, to expose something hidden from the majority of mankind or humankind. Then the scholar must put the ancient teachings and work together and think that the end of the world, the end of time, where time as we comprehend it rather evolves into the fourth dimensional standpoint, where time is not time, only a mathematical factor in an equation. All of this burning of fire from the Bible and the trial by fire from the Norse legends is a reality. But then thousands of years back, how do you possibly explain solar flares? And the damage that they can, and the damage that they could inflict, and would, if we do not heed the warnings and prepare for 2012. Now, in 2011, 11 being November 11, so 11/11, synchronicity event. Currently, a group have developed technology to prevent the implications of God's fury, wrath, of solar flares. Who do you think possibly might have been manas or spaceship technology, the ones that you see flying around everywhere? For thousands of years, actually, in paintings, in every country, throughout time. In 2010, when solar activity is supposed to be peaking as a result of precession of 2012 galactic equinox, in nothing surprisingly, no solar activity since the scare of 2068 about satellites being destroyed by solar flares ever reported again. You must imagine waves, then imagine momentum, excitation, vibration. All increases energy, as it is supposed to increase solar activity and eventually produce the R7 extinction solar flares, as all scientifically modeled to happen between 2010 to 2016. Remember, as Stone Age as in the physics department that we are today in science, the models of predicted solar activity were extremely accurate thousands of years ago. From every religion there are keys, secrets and mistakes made on purpose, yet both findings are keys. Keys are joining these similarities from every religion. Keys open doors, but do not give the answers, as every secret and every door is guarded by a test and an invisible sentry. The access to the first step of mental enlightenment of truth. So the key is end of time. The door is linear, time ends. The revelation or the eventual secret knowledge is enlightenment, and the comprehension, trial by fire, must be cross-referenced to what the key now must twist the knob in the other direction, or the polar opposite of water and of life. Now solar flares and trial by fires and the earth calamities, or what the New Agers refer to as Mother Nature going through earth changes, like crustal shifts, magnetic reversals, are normal. Hence they teach of a natural, peaceful change, oblivious to the fact that these changes are destructive and will cause tremendous life loss. But this problem has already been addressed with advanced technology and borrowed technology from our ancestors if we deserve it, as we will be able to manipulate an instantaneous pole shift, prevent volcanic eruptions and crustal displacements with advanced human technology. But the type R solar flares cannot be protected from unless we have deflector technology to nullify an energy wave generated from the impact by solar flares on the magnetic shield, which will disturb and cause tsunamis as predicted from all religions and Nostradamus, like in the movie 2012 from Ronald Emmerich. Exodus 24:15-18. When Moses went up into the mountain, the cloud covered it, and the glory of God, of the Lord, settled on Mount Sinai. For 6 days the clouds covered the mountains, and on the 7th day the Lord called to Moses from within the cloud. To the Israelites, the glory of the Lord looked like a consuming fire on top of the mountains. Then Moses entered the cloud as he went up into the mountains, as he stayed in the mountains for 40 days and nights. Then the clouds must be a spaceship, a speculation by a language barrier, or lack of description. I mean, how else are you supposed to explain a ball of fire or a fireball? However, what Moses says next is not a speculation, as he says, I saw the whole of the round of the earth. How could he know that the earth was round unless he saw it from space? And then he says something like Musa, the guy who revised the Quran, and then he could see everything in it, referring to seeing the inhabitants and the fields and forests from a distance, like from a peak in observation. This is impossible unless you could see it from above. Secrets from every religion are depictions of dragons. What people fail to understand, or even not consider, is that there are good dragons and bad dragons, just like in the movies, or examined even closer in our world, as if dragons that were deified in all religions were secretly hidden in the Catholic religion on shields and on crests. King Richard the Lionheart had it on his shield, and if you look at the current, if you look throughout the current Catholic religion, you will see red dragons too. So let's put on our thinking caps, as we need a key. If the Chinese deify dragons and use them for marriage ceremonies, then are they marrying evil? The Japanese, some North American Indian tribes, the Celtics, or Arthur Pendragon, an alien-human hybrid. By the way, the dragon from the Catholic religion, for those that still have their thinking cap on, were truly evil, and from another dimension, a negative dimension, which the Atlanteans went to war against and almost lost, but they're not the same dragons from the Catholics. You see, a long time ago, the Lemurians, or the first ancients, our direct ancestors from the cosmos, our cousins, as we even have fish relatives like the future Atlanteans, our very own dolphins, went to war against the Lemurians, not the Atlanteans. But they did. Let me explain. The Lemurians did experimentations, opened a portal into what they called the abyss, into another dark dimension, and to their civilized demise, they were possessed by these intruders. They almost caused the entire planet's destruction and assimilation of our bodies by these immensely powerful beings who had no form, consumed our souls, and stole our bodies. In desperation, we had to cleanse the planet because nuclear warheads could not kill these gods. So as a reminder to the rest, well, they could, but it wasn't enough. And if you know what nuclear warheads do, which there's proof of fused glass all over ancient Babylon and in Iraq and in Iran, it's very bad for the environment. So So as a reminder to the rest of humanity who study history and dig for the keys hidden in religion, like the Mahabharata text, the news and the internet and books, this war and its dark history has fused sand and turned into glass, remnants of atomic weapon usage all over the world, starting 7,000 years ago and up, because we fought these guys twice in history. Radiation found underneath. We also fought negative entities, which were vampires, but weren't the same vampires as depicted in history books.